Hello students. In the previous video, we have discussed about some of the chemical properties, some of the chemical reactions of the alcohols. Those are acidity of the alcohols, dehydration of the alcohols, and acetylation, esterification of alcohols we have studied. Okay, and we'll move on to the next reaction of the alcohols, that is oxidation of the alcohol. Okay, oxidation means we know that it may be the addition of the oxygen or removal of the hydrogen. So here, what happens during the addition of the oxygen? During the oxidation of the alcohols. See, this is alcohol. Yes, COH. Okay. What happens when we make it to undergo oxidation? By using the oxidizing agents like acidified KMnO4 or acidified potassium dichromate or acidified potassium permanganate, K2Cr2O7 or KMnO4 will act as a very good oxidizing agents for the alcohols. Okay, when we oxidize the alcohols using the oxidizing agents, what happens? The bond between oxygen and hydrogen and carbon and hydrogen will get broken. The bond between oxygen and hydrogen and carbon and hydrogen will get broken to form RC double bond O, to form the carbonyl compounds. Okay, with the elimination of hydrogen. Okay, with the elimination of hydrogen. Hydrogen, as the hydrogen gets eliminated here, this reaction is also called as dehydrogenation reaction. Oxidation of alcohols is also called as dehydrogenation reaction. You just remember what happens during the oxidation of the alcohol. The bond between carbon and hydrogen as well as oxygen and hydrogen will get broken, and there will be the formation of double bond between the carbon and oxygen. Okay, now let us study the oxidation of the primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. Oxidation of primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. Now we write oxidation of primary alcohol. Okay. See, when I take the primary alcohol, RCH2OH is what? Primary alcohol. When I need it to undergo oxidation by using the acidified K2Cr2O7 or acidified KMnO4 as an oxidizing agent. First, the primary alcohol will get oxidized to aldehyde. Primary alcohol will get oxidized to aldehyde, and when we further continue the oxidation reaction, this aldehyde will get oxidized to carboxylic acid. It is not alcohol, it is what, students? It is a carboxylic acid. Okay, aldehyde will get oxidized to carboxylic acid. Okay, carboxylic acid with the same number of carbon atoms. The formed carboxylic acid after oxidation has the same number of carbon atom as that of the alcohol. RCH2 is there, and here also it is RCH2. Okay, you can remember now, primary alcohols and oxidation gives the aldehydes, and then the further oxidation of the aldehyde gives the carboxylic acid with the same number of carbon atoms. Got it? Okay. What are the oxidizing agents then? Acidified KMnO4 or K2Cr2O7 are used as an oxidizing agent. Okay. Yes. One more thing I want to note here. Okay. Yes. First, let me write the example for this. Okay. Simplest example I will write here. CH3CH2OH. What it is? Ethyl alcohol. After the oxidation reaction, it gives what? CH3CHO. That is ethanol. It is not ethanol, it is aldehyde, it is NaL, ethanol. Okay, then this after oxidation gives what? CH3COOH, that is acetic acid or ethanoic acid, acetic acid or ethanoic acid. Okay, like this we can write the examples. Okay, now if I want the primary alcohol, if I want the aldehyde, if I want the primary alcohol to get oxidized as only aldehyde, okay, so here okay, if I want the primary alcohol to get only the aldehyde, get oxidized only to aldehyde in a good yield, okay, what should I use? I have to use, okay, write it as note, I have to use pyridinium. Pyridinium chlorochromate. Okay, in short it is called as PCC. What is PCC? Pyridinium chlorochromate is called as PCC. This is the oxidizing agent to oxidize the primary alcohols into aldehyde. One example I will write which is given in the NCERT. CH3CH CH3 CH double bond CH2 OH. Okay, if I want this primary alcohol which containing double bond is to be reduced, okay, what is the name of this one? But2ene, last is replaced by 1-ol. But2-ene-1-ol. Okay, when I treat it with the pyridinium chlorochromate, what happens? The primary, the aldehyde is formed. CH3, CH2, CH2, CHO. Okay. When but2-ene-1-ol is treated with the pyridinium chlorochromate, okay, this double bond remains as it is. Okay, there is no effect on the double bond. Pyridinium chlorochromate will not affect the double bond here. So then name of this one, but1,2. Okay, 2-ene. Okay, last E is replaced by the secondary suffix of the aldehyde, that is Al. But2-ene-Al or but2-enal, we can write. Okay, yes, but2-enal. Okay, because here locant of the functional group we are not mentioning, because it is aldehyde will present always at the terminal of the carbon chain. But2-enal, ENAL. Got it? Okay. This is about the oxidation of the primary alcohol. Next one is oxidation of the secondary alcohol. We got to know that the oxidation of the primary alcohols gives rise to aldehydes, and then further oxidation of the aldehydes gives carboxylic acids with the same number of carbon atoms. Okay. Okay. Now oxidation of secondary alcohol. See here, it is secondary alcohol. RCHOH R-. Secondary alcohol on treating with the chromic oxide. Secondary alcohol on treating with the chromic anhydride or chromic oxide. CrO3, chromic anhydride. It forms what? Ketone. It forms organic compounds called ketones. Secondary alcohols on oxidation gives ketones. And for this general reaction, I have written here example CH3 CHOH CH3. The common name of this one is isopropyl alcohol. On oxidation it gives acetone. Just what happens? Hydrogen will get eliminated and CO becomes C double bond O to form a acetone. Okay, and now how the primary alcohols get oxidized to aldehydes and further oxidation of the aldehyde gives rise to carboxylic acid. In the same way, the ketones after the oxidation, but ketones will not undergo oxidation very easily. These will undergo oxidation only during the drastic conditions and elevated temperatures. Okay, certain conditions are to be mentioned. Then what happens? The ketones ketones will undergo oxidation to form what, students? To form carboxylic acid, RCOH. To form a carboxylic acid with the lesser number of hydrogen atoms. See here, R, C double bond O, R dash I have taken, but what I got here? RCOH. Carboxylic acid with the lesser number of carbon atoms. This will undergo the oxidation only under drastic conditions. Drastic conditions means what? Certain higher temperature and particular catalyst are to be needed to oxidize ketones to the carboxylic acids. Okay. Then what about the oxidation of the tertiary alcohols? Okay. The tertiary alcohols do not undergo oxidation. Remember, the tertiary alcohols do not undergo oxidation, but when we maintain certain drastic conditions and when we maintain certain elevated temperature, the tertiary alcohols can also be undergo oxidation to give the mixture of ketone and carboxylic acid. Okay, to give the mixture of ketone and carboxylic acid with the lesser number of carbon atoms. Okay, this is all about the oxidation of primary, secondary and tertiary primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. Okay, this completes the oxidation reaction. Okay, this is the last reaction, that is reaction of alcohols in presence of heated copper. Okay, reaction of, here alcohol we are using in the vapor form. Okay, in presence of heated copper, when the vapors of alcohol are passed through the heated copper catalyst by maintaining 573 Kelvin temperature, they will undergo dehydrogenation reaction. Okay, see here primary alcohol. When vapors of primary alcohols are passed over the heated copper catalyst by maintaining 573 Kelvin temperature, RCH2OH. Okay, the primary alcohol RCH2OH, right? It is a primary alcohol. When it is passed through a copper catalyst by maintaining 573 Kelvin temperature. What it is? We are taking the alcohol in the vapor form. What happens? Dehydrogenation takes place. Dehydrogenation means removal of hydrogen by forming the carbon-oxygen double bond to form what? Aldehyde. To form what? Aldehyde. Okay. Example for this, right here as primary alcohol. Okay. Yes, you can write the example. CH3CH2OH. On passing the copper by maintaining 573 Kelvin temperature, it forms a CH3CHO. Write the name as ethyl alcohol and it is ethanaldehyde or ethanol. Okay. Then what happens to the secondary alcohols? When the vapors of secondary alcohols are passed through the copper catalyst by maintaining 573 Kelvin temperature, the dehydrogenation takes place to form what? Ketones. So it is same like the oxidation reaction. RC double bond O, R dash, copper catalyst by maintaining 573 Kelvin temperature, it forms RC. Sorry, here I have taken ketone. Instead that RCH2 ROH R dash. Okay, see it is an example for secondary alcohol R dash CHOH. Then it will form RC double bond O R dash is formed. Okay. Is what I said, dehydrogenation takes place, removal of hydrogen. Okay, here also plus hydrogen. Okay, this is about the secondary alcohol. You can write the example for this. Okay, Yes, previously oxidation example we have taken written, no, that is by changing the condition you can write the example for this. Okay, now the important thing is what is the action of the heated copper catalyst on the tertiary carbon atoms? What is the action of the heated copper catalyst on the tertiary alcohols? Yes. Tertiary alcohols do not undergo dehydrogenation in the presence of copper catalyst. Okay, tertiary alcohols do not undergo dehydrogenation in the presence of copper catalyst. Then what happens? What will happen? Okay, see here I will take the example for tertiary alcohol CH3, tertiary alcohol. What is the example? What is the name of this one? Tertiary butyl alcohol. What is the name of this one? Tertiary butyl alcohol. What happens when we heat it? When the vapors of the tertiary butyl alcohol are passed through a heated copper by maintaining 473 Kelvin temperature. Okay. What here? Dehydrogenation will not take place. Remember, removal of hydrogen will not take place. Instead of that, what will take place? Dehydration. Instead of removing of the hydrogen, water will get removed here. Okay, because of the absence of the hydrogen atoms attached to the carbon atom to which OH is attached. Okay, to which carbon atom OH is attached. No, it has no hydrogens to remove the. Okay, if it has the hydrogen, one hydrogen, two hydrogens could have gone out as a H2 gas by forming a C double bond O here, but that will not happen because there are no hydrogens to this carbon atom. So therefore what happens? Removal of this OH and removal of one H either from here or one H either from here. I will take one H from here. So then this is CH3 as it is, C as it is, and this CH3 as it is. Okay, this has become what now? CH2. So this becomes the double bond. Okay, plus what students? Plus H2O. Okay, what is the name of this reaction? See here how it is. CH3, C double bond CH2 to this CH3 is attached. What is the name of this one? 2-methyl propene. Is some 2-methyl propene. Prop 1 here, we need not to say it, isn't it? 2-methyl propene. So such points you should remember. Primary alcohols will form aldehydes, secondary alcohols will form ketones, but tertiary alcohols, when the vapors of tertiary alcohols are passed over a heated catalyst by maintaining 573 Kelvin, instead of dehydration, it will undergo, instead of dehydrogenation, it will undergo dehydration. Removal of H2O takes place here. Okay, this is about the reaction of alcohol in presence of heated copper. Okay. Next is there is one test for the identification of the primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. If any alcohol is given in the laboratory, how can we identify whether it is the primary or secondary or tertiary alcohol? That is test for the identification of primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. That test name is Lucas reagent test, or generally it is known as Lucas test. Name one test for the identification of the primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols. Answer for this is Lucas test. What is Lucas reagent? Means what are we take as a Lucas reagent? The concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2. The combination of concentrated hydrochloric acid and anhydrous ZnCl2 is called as Lucas reagent. Please do remember, very important for 1 mark. What is Lucas reagent? Concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2. Okay. When alcohol, given a sample alcohol and concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2 is added. Okay. If the turbidity appears only on heating, okay, I will go with this. If the turbidity appears immediately, soon after adding the Lucas reagent to the alcohol, if the turbidity like a precipitate. Okay, the turbidity appears immediately after adding the Lucas reagent. That shows the presence of tertiary alcohol. If you don't get the turbidity, you have to wait for 5 minutes. After waiting the 5 minutes, turbidity appears after 5 minutes without doing anything. Just after waiting 5 minutes, if the turbidity appears, that indicates the presence of secondary alcohol. Okay, if you don't get the turbidity, you have to heat it for some time. If turbidity appears after heating, then that indicates the presence of primary alcohol. This is how one can distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. Okay, write the Lucas test. If it is asked, this table you can write, more than enough. Okay, please try to understand this. Okay, next discussion in your NCERT text is some commercially important alcohols, methanol and ethanol as discussed, but as already deleted portion is given, the uses with respect to methanol and ethanol is deleted. Uses is not there, but we have to discuss about the preparation. See here, methanol, CH3OH. Methanol is prepared by passing the carbon monoxide gas, okay, but in the zinc oxide catalyst, in the presence of zinc oxide catalyst and Cr2O3, chromium oxide as a promoter, catalytic promoter, by maintaining 200 to 300 atmospheric pressure and 573 to 673 Kelvin temperature, methanol is formed. Okay. Next, second one, ethanol. Ethanol is C2H5OH. Generally, what we use as a spirit, or we call it alcohol, commonly used in the laboratory and all. Okay, C2H5OH. It is a colorless liquid with the boiling point of 573 Kelvin. Okay, how it is prepared? It is prepared by the fermentation of the cane sugar. Cane sugar is nothing but sucrose, C12H22O11. When it is made to undergo fermentation in the presence of yeast, which contains the invertase enzyme, it will form glucose plus fructose. When these are made to undergo further fermentation in the presence of yeast, again it has the zymase enzyme, it will form ethanol. It will form ethanol. This is about the preparation of the methanol and ethanol. Uses we are not discussing. Okay, and this is all about the alcohols. This completes the study of the alcohols. Okay, but it does not complete the chapter. We have yet to discuss about the phenol and ether. In the next class, we will discuss about the phenols and ethers.